Hi friends, it's Ashley from Ashley's Paper Heart, and today I thought we could do a flip through of my Hobonichi Techo Cousin of Beck for 2021. It's like, wow, I can't believe 2021's over. We're in 2022, and yeah, I'm kind of sad to say goodbye to these books. So I was super curious to see which one, the first half of the year, the second half of the year, is thicker. I don't know. I'd say they're pretty even. So I thought something would be funny. I have my little, I have my little kitchen scale that I use to basically weigh mail that I'm going to send out. So I wanted to see how much do these things weigh. And as you can see, this is what a flat one looks like. It's just this piece right here, much thinner. So let's see, I'm just curious, and we'll do this in pounds just because so it's already thinking there's something on there we go. Okay, so this is 1.4, almost 1.5 pounds. Okay, so now let's see how much this one weighs. Almost the exact same. That is crazy. So I managed to get these filled up very similarly. So just for reference, this was my very first one in 2020, my very first Hobonichi. Excuse the cover. It just got real nasty, covered in whatever that is. And this one was a spring start, and I think I made it 9 or 10 months in here before I had to just switch. I switched with the new year because, holy cow, this thing is huge. And let's see. This one's over 2 pounds. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay, well, that is quite the book. And my journaling style has changed a little bit here and there throughout the past 2 years, and now I'm going on year 3 of journaling in a Hobonichi Cousin. I have to say I really enjoy it, enjoy the size, and I even, within the last couple of months, my journaling style has made little tweaks. So I'll put this one to the side. Let me know in the comments if you ever want to see a full flip through of this one. I don't know if I have a full flip through on my channel. I might, or I might not. I can't remember if I was filming at that point yet, but if it's not there, let me know in the comments and I can do a flip through of that. So this one is the January through June. Move this to the side. So let's see, because even I don't fully remember what's in here. And I know some people will talk about what they did. Honestly, I can't remember unless there's a big headline written. I can't remember what I did. So let's just look at the pretty pictures. Oh, this is a die cut that Sione sent me in Happy Mail. We traded a swap. We did a stationery swap, and she sent me this die cut, and it's so pretty. I really like it. So I don't know. I didn't use these pages for anything. I know some people like to do trackers in those beginning pages. And I think in the first year I did use it as a tracker, but I didn't do that after that. And then the monthly, I didn't use at all. Oh, here's the first thing. I did start taping some of my daughter's artwork in here. As you can see, this is one of her people. We call them potato people. They always look like this, although they have evolved over the year. But you have the circle with the one hair and the stick arm and legs. And I know this is a picture of me and her that she drew. I don't know if you can see that. I know it's kind of light. So this is where it really starts my hand lettering. I tipped in another thing in here, and then a note from Instagram friend. So in the weeks pages, I don't typically like photograph them for Instagram. I do sometimes show them on flip throughs. Basically, I call them my hot mess pages. I write like a snapshot of the day, and then, you know, I put stickers and tip-ins and just all the kind of stuff that maybe doesn't fit into like my normal page aesthetic, but I really enjoy it. It's like my playground. Oh, and I put pictures in here too. So this was a busy week. Sometimes I take news stories and add them in as well. It's my husband and me, my kiddos. I know for certain we did a lot of hiking this year. A lot of hiking. And I like to do the tip-ins for, you know, when you purchase from some of these smaller stationery shops, they send a really cute note. And usually we'll put them in here. But as you can see, like I said, it is like very all over the place. It's not like my typical like vintagey. And I know I mix cute in, but with my vintage stuff, but this is definitely like will lean more towards cute. Just all the stuff that doesn't like fit in. And sometimes I draw in here as well. Oh, it's like a double tip in. And then this one. I like being able to look back. It's when I had my wisdom teeth removed, and that was awful. That was really, really awful. Oh, I wish I had gotten that done when I was younger. It was a rough ride. Oh, my daughter's birthday. Just so many good memories. I mean, 2021 was rough as well, and some things, you know, obviously we're still in a pandemic, so that sucks, but there's a lot of good memories with my kids and my husband, my daughter's little artwork. Oh, this is like a double tip in. And then I also like when I get new washi tapes, I like to put the sticker that's on the top of the washi tape in here as well. Sometimes I put wax seals in there, like glue them in. Another like pieces of packaging ephemera. Like I said, it's just really whatever I feel like at the moment. Sticking together. Sometimes I get a little glue happy. I don't know if you get that. But yeah. So if you guys journal in a Hobonichi, do you journal in, or do you do anything with the weeks pages? If so, what do you do in these weeks pages? I'm always like looking for new ideas of what to do. So yeah. And then this is the turning the page to a new year. I just like had it blank up until the very end. And I decided to just put a collage of photos of my kids and my husband. And yeah, it's nice to look back on that. Like, my kids have grown so much. Like, this was prior to my son's haircut, and oh my goodness. So this was actually, I think, my first sticky kit order, and I got like all those clear tapes. So a lot of the like month pages, I would swatch new washi tapes that I purchased that year. Oh, my kids. This is when we went to Paramount Ranch. We went, you know, obviously quite a few times. And this is another hiking trip that my husband and I took. And oh, where is that? I can't remember. But yeah, just because like the pandemic was still so bad, and honestly it's still bad now, but especially in the beginning of 2021, we just spent a lot of time outside, which honestly is probably good for us. So there's my dog Simon, one of them. I have two dogs. My other dog's Kai. I'm not sure where his photos are. He's like so hyper and moves around a lot. I don't get a lot of photos of him. I mostly get photos of Simon sleeping. But see, like, when I started in 2021, I did not do a lot of drawing or a lot of like headline style things so I'd know what was going on. So this February, this was a little tag that one of my pen pals had collaged. I thought it was so pretty. I wanted to keep it in there. So my son's birthday, he turned 2, and I can't believe he's going to be 3 so soon, like just in a couple of months. Our nanny got him that dinosaur. I do remember that we had such a big day with his birthday that he fell asleep before we could have cake, so we had cake the next day. It was pretty funny. There's my other dog. That's Kai. I know, he looks like he's in trouble. Looks like a mugshot. But yeah. We also went to the beach a lot. My daughter being silly. Oh, okay. My son, we transitioned him into a toddler bed, I guess in February, and oh gosh, I miss it when they're so little. He's grown up so much. My daughter, like, this is her Halloween costume from 2020, but now it's kind of just like a dress-up costume to play in the house. You'll see a lot of pictures of her where she wants to be, it's a witch mini costume, where she wants to be Minnie Mouse. My daughter is such a ham for the camera. Oh, we made Valentine's cookies. That was a mess. My mother-in-law sent like a little, like a cookie kit. Of course, she wasn't here to help with the mess. So here's March and the new washi that I purchased in March. More pictures from hiking at Paramount Ranch. And I don't necessarily put the pictures on the days that it corresponds with. I just try to keep it within like the month. I guess I decided to switch inks. Now honestly, I don't know what ink this is. Not off the top of my head. I mostly have been using a Sailor Studio ink, although you'll see in the second half that I have switched to a Dominant Industry ink called Maple. This one is like 673, I think. Another tip-in. This, I do remember this page. I used, I think, almost only stuff that one of my pen pals from India sent me. There's my dog Kai. Finally, like, slowing down enough to get a picture. My son, like, super happy in his toddler bed. We got him the Cars bed sheet set. He's really into vehicles and the movie Cars too, so he really enjoyed that. I still can't believe that this year is gone, you know, like it's already 2022, like how? So this is my daughter's birthday. We took her, so when my kids have their birthdays, we typically will do like a special day for them where they get to go out with just my husband and I, just them, just to give them like that special one-on-one time. It's hard to do that when you have 2 kids. So like either like a grandparent or a nanny will watch our other child. And so she wanted to go to the beach, and it was really cold, but you know, she was a trooper. And then what did we have? She insisted on McDonald's. Yay. Not really, but it was her choice. And yeah, she had a good time. She had a really good time. And then, of course, we celebrate at home in the evening. We have cake and stuff like that. And I think my nanny watched my son, and they went out and got ice cream and just hung out. I think it's good sometimes to be able to have that one-on-one time with each kid. Oh, this was a hike that we did. It was a very impromptu hike. We were driving home, and then my husband's like, oh yeah, we stopped here and walked around for a while the other day. And so this is all pictures from the same place. The fields behind it were like blooming with wild mustard flowers. Really pretty. And then, like, I think the next week everything turned brown and died. Oh, okay. So I did do some watercoloring in here. I did way more in 2020 than I did in this book. But here is, I think this might have been a Hobonichi challenge where I was doing some of the flowers. Sweet pea. I can't read my own writing. Lark something. Lark spruce? I don't know. Obviously I didn't do a lot of them. In the first, in my 2020 Hobonichi, I did actually do a lot of the Hobonichi drawing challenges. And I don't know, I just kind of fell off the wagon. I got busy. I was starting my YouTube channel. I was streaming. Oh, it was this Mother's Day. My husband got me some flowers. Really pretty. Then I started putting some of my like tags from the teas I was drinking. So I found like I really love this puka tea, especially the green tea, like the matcha lemon flavored. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I still drink that. I actually switched from coffee to tea, and I find that tea doesn't make me jittery or anxious like coffee does. And that was a hard switch because I had been drinking coffee for years. Was such a coffee girl. Okay, so this is the start of our vacation. We did go up to Mammoth. I think that's a picture from it, I think, but I don't know if that's exactly when we went. We did end up going to Mammoth in May. Yeah, here's some photos. We did a lot of hiking. My husband actually grew up in Mammoth, so it's like kind of like a homecoming for him. We rented this like condo to stay in. It was really nice. It snowed the first day that we were there, and the kids, this was the first time they had ever seen snow. They were so excited. And then the snow melted the next day, so I guess that was good. They got their taste of snow, but then it was warm enough to like go out and play and stuff like that. And I think that's really the only real trip that we took. We did go on the off season, so there wasn't a lot of people there, and it was really nice. It was quiet, and honestly, sometimes I think I want to move there, but then I like also like the conveniences of the city. So I don't know. Sometimes I think I want a cabin in the woods, and other times I'm like, no, I want to be close to things so I can go do things in the city. These are more photos from that trip. This is Mona Lake. It's one of my favorite places. I have done so many art pieces about that place. Some more Mona Lake. I just like kept sprinkling them in just because I had the photos. And then that's the end of book 1. And I don't really do anything with the back. I don't do anything with the My 100 and stuff like that in this book. So here is the second half, the one that I just finished. So again, I didn't do anything with any of the months or tracker. So we'll start here. Another drawing from my daughter. As you can see, we are evolving in our little people. We have clothing. And then I also, the kids have been really into like Paw Patrol and Peppa Pig. So I just stuck some, I think these came off some pajamas. I stuck them in there. So again, just more tip-ins from orders. We did go to the Natural History Museum in Los Angeles. It was my first time. I am like in love with dinosaurs. When I was younger, I wanted to be a paleontologist, and that didn't pan out. But, you know, I'm an artist now, so I guess that's just as good, right? I still have a big interest in dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are just amazing to me. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll like go back to school for a third time. I don't know. I'm kidding. That won't happen. I did start using some of these date covers. This is Meatball. I think they're super cute. I think I only used them a couple of times. And then I started using, I don't know if I used anything. I did some swatching of new inks that I purchased that week. Just because I kind of wanted to keep that. Like, I was swatching in one of my planners, and I don't, like, my planners are so functional. Like, they're not really meant to, like, keep forever. I did have to tape, I don't know if you can see that. I did have to tape the spine. This spine on the books this year just has been giving out left and right. Like this, my 2020 book, I had no issues with like the pages like coming out from the spine. But in these books that are smaller, like it was happening and I'm like, what is going on? So I don't know. Hopefully 2022, I won't have so many issues where I'm having to tape the spine down, but we'll see. Or the binding. I got a new pen and I used some of the ink to draw it. And then this is from the Art Prof Patreon. She sends out snail mail. So I put these in here. I know. Let me move this for a second. So my daughter's mermaid. I don't know if you can see it. It's very light. As you can see, we are evolving. And then she drew me this, and I was so impressed with it, I had to like fold it up and put it in. So this is, she's been really into My Little Ponies recently. So like specifically the new generation one, the movie on Netflix. So this is a drawing of all the ponies, and apparently ponies have like 8 legs. Oh my goodness. She just like draws legs until she's content. Some of them have 4, some of them 5, some of them 8. You know, like ponies do. Or Pegasus or whatever. Another swatching of the washi tape. And then more pictures. We went to the La Brea Tar Pits. We took the kids. They really loved it. It's a really small museum, but it's cool. It's an actual, like, still active tar pit. And it was just really cool to see. Pictures from the Natural History Museum. And of course, I had to pull out some of my dinosaur ephemera from, like, these vintage natural history books that I have. We had a beach day. We actually went to the beach quite a bit. And this was also the day that I got the absolute worst sunburn of my life. Like, I typically don't burn. And I was so paranoid about getting sunscreen, like getting good coverage of sunscreen on the kids, that I missed one of my shoulders. And it was just a mess. So this is the day that we went to the aquarium in Long Beach. The last time I went was when I was like right before I gave birth to my daughter, like a week before. My husband and I went, and I loved it. So we finally got to take the kids out there. So I got to feed I think they're lorikeets. I think that's what they're called. That was really cool. And of course the kids got like little stuffed sharks because they're obsessed with Baby Shark. My daughter got another haircut. We definitely like keeping her hair like at shoulder length. If it gets much longer than that, it is so hard to brush. Like, I don't know what that girl does to her hair, but it gets so tangled. And of course she doesn't want her hair brushed. I mean, I was the same way when I was a kid. I didn't want my hair brushed either. So I think this is when I purchased my first narwhal pen, and then some washi tape from that month. I bought some new art supplies, and I drew them right there. See, like I said, I didn't do a lot of drawing in these pages. I'm hoping to change that. I actually have a journal that I'm going to be using in 2022 that I'm going to try to do a lot, like mostly drawing. Maybe not all drawing, but mostly drawing. And I was using bits and pieces from pen pals. My pen pals have sent me some really beautiful things to journal with. But yeah, just a lot of collage. At this point, like, I don't know, I kind of just like fell off the picture train. I did put some pictures here, but I did a lot of pages with no pictures, and I kind of wish that I had added pictures now looking back on it. This was the day, or around the day, where I decided I wanted to go back to school and get my MFA. My husband, I put fortune favors the bold. That was something he told me like when we were talking. I know it's like an old saying. My son and me, my daughter. I did a journaling challenge, or like a journaling collaboration with Willowbound Journals, and I had to print out some photos of my kids when they were babies. So I had extras, so I put them in here. This is my daughter when she was maybe 6 months, and this was my son. He was only a few days old, if not a day old, in that photo. It's kind of nice to look back at how tiny they were. But yeah, now I'm back to not really doing a whole lot of pictures. We got the kids scooters. My daughter is actually, it was kind of like opposite of what I thought was going to happen. I thought my daughter was going to have some trouble like figuring the scooter out, but it was actually my son who had trouble figuring his scooter out, and my daughter, she's like the scooter queen now. She really loves riding her scooter. So I think that's pretty fun. I do want to get her riding a bike. I know my mother-in-law has one over at her house, but she lives kind of far away, so we're not over there all the time. Oh, we bought these like foam planes, like the big ones that you can throw and the wind catches them and they do loop-de-loops and stuff. We bought some of those for the kids. The kids loved them. Of course, those were short-lived. They broke like within like 2 outings. This is when we went to the Ventura Botanical Gardens. So the Ventura Botanical Gardens are like literally almost just a straight up climb. Like it is like you're just climbing up a freaking mountain. So we made it about halfway up before I felt like I was not going to make it. So this is the kids being victorious and like bounding with energy when we finally got to a place where I'm like, okay, that's enough. I wish I could borrow some of their energy. That was a hard hike. I'm not going to lie. It was tough. The kids had fun though. And it was a really nice view of the ocean from there. And luckily it was also cool outside that day. So I really love stamps. So when my pen pals send me cool stamps, like they end up in some journal. Usually my traveler's notebook, but I put them in here this time. Got my Hobonichi order. I actually ordered from the official Hobonichi store. That was my first time. Usually I had ordered from stationery shops that are here in the US. So it was surprising how fast it came after it shipped. I got the Animal Crossing cover, so it like took forever to ship. This is when we went to the Nike Missile Control site in the Canyon Back Wilderness Park, which is cool. The kids love it. You can climb up on the platform. They've turned it into a state park now. So lots of Lego towers. And like I said, I think I said another flip through, like they figured out how to get on a stool and make it tall. Like this thing was legit taller than me. And they were so proud of it. And then I went back to not really doing a lot of photos, just mostly doing collages. I think my printer might have gone out of ink. And so I just never purchased any more ink. Although I need to remind myself, I need to purchase ink today. After I finish this video, I'm going to go purchase some ink. Of course, I write down every time it rains because it rarely rains, although we have had quite a bit of rain in the past couple weeks. Usually we only get our rain in the winter here in California. Halloween, the kids had such a good time. We went trick-or-treating, and my daughter was Peppa Pig and my son was a dinosaur. This is a little card from one of my pen pals. She wrote a quote on there. She likes to include quotes and stuff. Usually they're very pertinent or things that I need to hear, so I like to keep them there because she's very intentional about, and that's one of the things I love about her as a pen pal. She's so intentional and thoughtful. Just she's amazing. Purchased my first order from Chacal. They're an art supply store. I have really fallen in love with their brushes, especially for oil painting. Pictures of my kids taking over my bed. We started like working on some like basic math with my daughter. She'll be going into kindergarten next year, so I can't lift this up because it has my address on it. But this is from the Art Prof Patreon. I think this was my first postcard. And my birthday, where I got to go to the alpaca farm, and it was like the best day ever. God, I want to go back and pet them. They're so fluffy and sweet. And then back to like no pictures. Although I did have this sticker that one of my pen pals sent me. It looks like an alpaca. That's what we're going to say it is. So I had to put that there. I think I just finished photographing a lot of this for Instagram. I am way behind on posting my pages. I just like, after I kind of took a social media hiatus, I just stopped photographing. But as you can see, I continued to journal. So even if, you know, pages don't show up somewhere online, they're there. This was Your Creative Studio kind of like collaboration. I got a box sent to me, and I decided to do a video where I journaled with the stuff that came in the box. Getting to the end, December. This is where I started being very, very sick. It was not fun. I had this like awful sore throat. Another postcard from the Art Prof Patreon. I started putting some of like the different tea like bags here, like the packaging from it. I really actually like this brand. I think it's Clippers or Clipper. I bought like a whole box of different flavored teas from that brand. Had a life drawing workshop. That was so much fun. It was just amazing. It was like all day from like 10 to 4. We had a live model for about 4 hours, and just drawing from life is just amazing. And I really do miss being able to do like life drawing with live models. So here we have another rainy day. So this is when the kids went to one of the indoor play places they go to. They had a party with Santa, so this is the first year that the kids have ever seen Santa. I think this is where like they started getting sick after this thing. And they did have masks on the entire time, minus the part where they were taking the photo. And this is also the first time that I used my new Canon Ivy, I think. I don't know. I didn't want to buy any more printer ink at the moment, and I liked having the option of just being able to print like on demand without having to like cut everything out. So I don't know if that's like what I'm going to be doing forever, but I didn't enjoy using that this month. Here I was trying to add more tip-ins. So Traveler's Notebook. This was from one of the Sumkin notebooks that I got, and then I put more of the tea packaging. I love the design work on those pieces. And then again, another photo from a Canon Ivy. This was something I posted on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, shameless plug, I will have that linked in the description below if you want to follow me. Oh, I did draw this. When we went to the Getty, this was the day I was feeling well, and then I got sick the next day again. So I think I was, got better from the first sickness and then got sick the next day. It sucked. We saw this noodle man. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to just, if I think about it, I will post the video clip here. I posted it on my Instagram stories. It's hilarious. It's COVID! COVID! Over here! I got it for you! It's COVID! Leaving the Getty and at a stoplight, and there was a COVID testing site like right there. And they had one of those like noodle man things, at the car dealerships or whatever, when they have a big sale and it like flows on the wind. I was like, is that really an appropriate way to average? Because it just had COVID, like it just had a big black block lettering COVID, and I'm like, oh god, it's like smiling and dancing with the words COVID printed on its chest. I'm like, I had to draw that. I'm going to try to remember to insert that clip here. It's my husband was narrating what he thought the Noodle Man was saying. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. This is the whole thing with advertising. You need to pick the right vehicle. A banner would have been sufficient. My kids, just being my kids. This was Christmas. No, make me see that. My daughter got Barbies and My Little Ponies, and my son all sorts of cars, Hot Wheel tracks. This one he was really excited about. He'd been asking for a police car forever, and he got one. My dad got him that one. Kids were so happy. It was a really good day, and it was also my husband's birthday on Christmas. I made cookies. I made 2 batches of cookies, which took all day. Despite still feeling ill, I made cookies. Everyone else was fine. And this is where I started with the decluttering. Like, I don't know. Every year I get bit by the minimalism bug. And I will never be a minimalism. I have come to terms with that. But I want to be more intentional about what I have in my stash. So, over the next month, I will be decluttering. So, here's the last page. This year I did something different. I did like a 2021 final thoughts. Just another excuse to use some stationery, and wrote down some of the highlights from the year. And yeah, and then I didn't do anything with these pages. So that is that. Hopefully you hung in there. I know it was long, wasn't it? If you are doing a flip through of your journaling pages, let me know, because I love seeing those things. I love seeing like the book of your life. Like, that's what is the most amazing part to me, is that at the end of the year, this is my year. It's just so many memories. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.